This video is all about cryptography. The main purpose of cryptography is to make the information secure. People in the past, like the Da Vinci, also turns out to be followers of same theory. This video first discusses such events and how cryptography has been evolved. Two types of cryptography, symmetric key and asymmetric key, which are most commonly used, are covered next. The symmetric key cryptography turns out to have some shortcomings which can be overcome by asymmetric key cryptography. This is then discussed in some detail after outlining the definition of these two types. Finally, the video discusses how digital signature works and how an hashing enables in reliable signatures which can provide trusted content.
Basics of cryptography. What is cryptography? Cryptography is the science of using mathematics to encrypt and decrypt data. Cryptography enables you to store sensitive information or transmit it across insecure networks like the internet so that it cannot be read by anyone except the intended recipient. How does cryptography works? A cryptographic algorithm or cipher is a mathematical function used in the encryption and decryption process. A cryptographic algorithm works in combination with a key, which can be a number, word, or phrase, to encrypt the plain text. In cryptography, the same plain text can be encrypted to different cipher text with different keys, but the security of encrypted data is entirely dependent on two things. First is the strength of cryptographic algorithm, and second is the secrecy of the key. Encryption and decryption. The method of disguising plain text in such a way as to hide its substance is called encryption, but the process of reverting cipher text to its original plain text is called decryption. This image shows Caesar's cipher decoder ring, which he used to encrypt and decrypt secret messages. In this, he shifted every letter by two alphabets, like writing C in place of A, and so on, and then he told the receiver that key is 2. This was simple encryption, but it worked for him at that time. What are symmetric and asymmetric key cryptography? Symmetric key cryptography, also called conventional key cryptography, is the one in which only one key is used for both encryption and decryption. Caesar's cipher decoder ring is one of the examples of symmetric key cryptography, while asymmetric key cryptography is the one in which both senders and receivers have their own private keys along with each other's public key. In symmetric key cryptography, the message is encrypted using common private key and also decrypted with the same key, so the one has to be careful while distributing the key. While in asymmetric key cryptography, the sender encrypts the message using receiver's public key to create cipher text, which can only be decrypted using receiver's private key. In case of symmetric key cryptography, the plain text is first converted to encrypted text using the common private key, and then the cipher text is converted to plain text again using the same private key. While in case of asymmetric key cryptography, the plain text is first converted to cipher text using the public key distributed to the world, and then that cipher text is converted to the plain text by the receiver's private key. So, do you have any idea which key encryption is reliable? Asymmetric key cryptography is more efficient and reliable as compared to symmetric key cryptography because of the reason that asymmetric key cryptography there is no common key and you publish your key to the world while keeping your private key secret. This ensures that even if hacker succeeds in hacking the sent encrypted text, he won't be able to decrypt the message with the public key he is having, as he is not having the user's private key. Now, here is a video from YouTube which can help you in understanding the symmetric and asymmetric key cryptography.
This is Paddy. He lives in Ireland. This is Vladimir, Paddy's friend. He lives in Russia. This is Wickus. He hates both Vladimir and Paddy. He is currently offshore on a boat. I'm putting my public key into this unlocked box and sending it across the internet to Vladimir. Paddy sends the box across the internet. I can open this box and get Paddy's public key, but there's not much I can do with it. Paddy's unlocked box arrives with Vladimir. I've now got the box with Paddy's public key in it. I'll put my public key in the box. I'm now locking the box with Paddy's public key, so only he can open it with his private key. Vladimir sends the box back across the internet to Paddy. I've got the box, but it's locked, and I can't open it without Paddy's private key. The box arrives at Paddy locked with his public key. Now I can open the box with my private key. Oh look, this is Vladimir's public key. Here's my email. I'll put it in the box. I'll lock it with Vladimir's public key, so only he can open it using his private key. Paddy sends the box back across the internet. The box is locked and I can't open it without Vladimir's private key. The box, locked with Vladimir's public key, arrives with Vladimir. This is the box locked with my public key. I can open it using my private key. Ah, here's the email, and no one else has read it.
This video shows how asymmetric key encryption corrects the mistakes or flaws we find in symmetric key encryption, as if in this case symmetric key encryption had been used, then it would have been impossible to protect the data from the hacker. Digital signatures. A major benefit of public key cryptography is that it provides a method for employing digital signatures. Digital signatures enable the recipient of information to verify the authenticity of the information's origin and also verify that the information is intact. In simple digital signatures, instead of encrypting information using someone else's public key, you encrypt it with your own private key, and if the information can be decrypted with your public key, then it must have originated with you. As it can be seen in the below diagram that the original text is first signed by the private key and then the signed text is verified using the public key. Hash function in digital signatures. The main problem with simple digital signatures is that computing a digital signature for long message is very time consuming. However, computing a digital signature for a message that is only 128 or 160 bits long can be done quickly. So addition of hash function in digital signatures is very helpful, as it takes variable length input and produces a fixed length output, say 160 bits. And the hash function also ensures that if the information is changed in any way, an entirely different output is produced. In this case, the original message which the sender wants to send is first converted to message digest using hash function and then encrypted using private key to create the signature. Then the signature and the original message is sent to the receiver. Now, to verify the signature, the recipient of the message computes the hash of the message he received. He compares this against the fingerprints that were signed. If they are same, then the message he received is authentic. Now, if an attacker have manipulated the message, then the fingerprint of manipulated message will be very different from the fingerprint that has been signed by the sender. Thus, the attacker is not able to create a fingerprint that is signed by the original sender. Now it's time for summary. The points which we can summarize are: first, cryptography can be used to make sensitive information secure. Second, cryptography can be strong or weak. Third, asymmetric key cryptography is more reliable than symmetric key cryptography. Fourth, cryptography can be used to create digital signatures, digital certificates, etc. And last, hash functions provide additional support in digital signatures.